Hello guys, we're gonna have a look at the new patch notes for the patch that was posted overnight or uploaded overnight. Some new good updates and some balance changes. People who like longswords will be very happy to see these. But either way, Age of Empires Definitive Edition, new update. Welcome to another release filled with exciting updates, balance changes, and bug fixes for Age of Empires 2 DE. We're pretty excited about making today's build available to you. Here's a quick look at some of the changes coming with today's update. So we have the October event, there's new maps, spectator chat is now activated, lots of bug fixes, balance changes, and new co-op content. And much, much more. Okay, let's just get to the nitty-gritty of it. These are all just information. There will be a link to the page in the description of the video. If you want to have a look through all these details. Some of these I kind of just skip. I'm not too interested in the October, like the events and things like that. So if you are interested in those, definitely check out the page yourself. It lasts from October 5th to October 31st, so pretty much from now till the end of the month. October is here, and we are celebrating on Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, and with an entirely new event for the occasion. This year's October event is spooky. We're celebrating Halloween. Set out your pumpkins and get ready to enjoy this month's event. Unlock a decoration for the town center, so we can get the... Oh! That game got very close. I like this one though, actually. You know what? This one is pretty nice. But then again, I have the Viper now. This should be MBL's. MBL should have this one. RIP! I guarantee you guys, Huang will add this one. Huang will get this one, he's gonna put this one. So whenever you start a game against Huang, you're gonna see this and you're gonna feel it as well. Right, let's jump over this. I wanna get to the good stuff. Game. I care about the game. Right, stability and performance. Optimized achievement synchronization after startup. Fix the crash that could occur when downloading a mod with an excessively long name. Fix the crash that could occur when accepting Steam invite. To a password protected game when the "You are victorious" message is displayed after a multiplayer game and then choosing leave map. Wait, that is so specific. Whoever tested this and started to reproduce this issue? Sorry, fix the crash that could occur when accepting a Steam invite to a password-protected game when the "You are victorious" message is displayed after a multiplayer game and then choosing to leave map. That is so specific. Love it. Thank you. Fix the crash that could occur when trying to join the lobby with the lobby browser is while the lobby browser is refreshing. Okay. Fix the crash that could occur when changing the game's language in the options while having certain mods installed. Fix various crashes that could occur when the system is running out of memory. Fix desync issue. Seems good. Optimize the mod download process from the in-game mod center to allow for greatly improved download speeds. That's awesome. That can take quite a while sometimes. Selecting the maximize button in window mode now keeps the window mode format and doesn't change the setting to full screen. Oh, might have to check into that. Or look into that. Disbanding a clan after creating it and then entering the profile menu will no longer cause the menu to freeze. Good stuff. Some achievement stuff as well. 90 kilograms over 300 meters. Can't read anymore. Right, audio. Apparently, male Lithuanian villagers will no longer rarely use the Lithuanian monk's voice. That makes sense. Frequency of animal noises across all biomes is now lower. The volume levels for sound relevant to the desert biomes has been decreased to better match that of other biomes. Okay, that's awesome. Sometimes the animals are just so loud, so we appreciate that. The way Obuk attack sounds play in large battles has been improved. Good. UI Donaduk's DLC campaign selection screen has now an updated map background. Does it now? This is not what it looked like in the past. Luckily, I'm actually in that very picture right now, so I guess this is updated. Alright, MVP badges in the post-game statistics screen are no longer awarded to more than one player from the same team. I've never seen that happen, that it's been to more. Building armor is now also displayed for building foundations. Cool. It is now possible to select and delete multiple save game files at once. Sicilian's tech tree now properly shows siege onagers as an available option. Wait, do they have siege onagers? I thought that was removed. Or was it given to them but not shown? Okay. I guess they were given siege onagers but only showed onager in the tech tree. Okay, fair enough. Man, Sicilians are broken now. Pressing any letter on the keyboard in the civilization selection window automatically selects the first civilization starting with that letter. Okay, just convenience. The tech tree now displays the appropriate war galley research cost in the fire ship and the demolition ship tooltips. It is no longer possible to overwrite an existing. Okay. Spectating stuff. Better. All units which can be selected together by double click are now also considered the same units when deselecting them on the UI shift using shift click. Okay, convenient. Entering the campaign selection from main menu long. Okay. Just small fixes here. Converted folwarks now display their building range indicator properly. Do they have a building range thing? I haven't seen anything around them myself that the folwark shows where you can build a farm inside, but I guess it might be. Yeah, no, it's I understand that it's for the farms, but I didn't know there was actually an indicator there. Maybe it's because I don't. Oh yeah, super light. Okay, yeah, I will have to look into that. The building range indicator now properly displays for fire tower. Nice. The ranked leaderboard screen now displays the proper amount of required games that still needs to be played until the player is ranked in the selection mode or selected mode. Cool. Cleaned up and clarified various error messages. Okay. In-game chat is now visible to spectators. Cool. Terrain grid color, slider, and terrain grid display option are now located under the same tab. Hallelujah, makes sense. Alright, hotkeys. Changing hotkeys in the middle of the match while having an object selected will now use the new hotkey right away without having to reselect the object. Nice. Okay, let's get to it. Gameplay. Villagers can no longer drop carried resources by garrisoning into Krephost. Makes sense. Multiple monks converting an enemy unit will now correctly all lose their faith if Theocracy wasn't... Wait, if Theocracy hasn't been researched yet... Wait, was there a bug where all monks wouldn't lose their faith? I can't say I've noticed that, but... I guess there has been a bug there. Sergeants no longer walk to building foundations other than dungeons when villagers which were selected together with them were tasked to construct them. Fair enough, makes sense. Hoofnis units placed in the scenario editor are now able to attack ground. Okay. Fixed certain technologies being non-stackable in 256 text mode. Okay. Campaign. I'm gonna skip this. I read through this yesterday, but I just did the Jadwiga campaign, so I'm kind of sad that all these changes have come as I just finished it. Alright, co-op. 2 new co-op campaigns are now available. Attila the Hun and Surya Varman. I might look into this at some point. My disappointment so far with the co-op stuff has been that it's just been way too easy. Even playing with a pleb, it was super easy. So it was like not even challenging at all. So yeah, hoping that can be improved a little bit in the further down the road. Maybe add another difficulty level or so. And civilization balance, the beauty. So this one, cannon galleon projectile speed increased from 1.95 to 3, which makes me wonder, are Spanish cannon galleons shooting even faster now? Because that is quite bonkers. But yeah, so they pretty much gave them a 50% projectile speed increase. Which I think is nice, because if you think about it, when the cannonballs are being shot from the cannon galleons, they move really slow in the air. So I'm fine with this one. I'm fine with that one. It's a good thing, I would say. Units. Long swordsman, melee armor increased from 0 to 1. Two-handed swordsman, melee armor increased from 0 to 1. So they essentially gave long swords and two-handed swordsman +1 armor against melee units. I mean, they still will be weak against ranged units, for sure. But we can suddenly see longsword pikeman combos being way more viable against melee civilizations. Of course, this is also to indirectly nerf eagles by giving longswords, making longswords more viable. But I'm trying to picture how this can be used otherwise. And I'm thinking, like, imagine your Teutons and you're playing against Slavs or Bulgarians. Suddenly longswords might be a very likely and reasonable unit to mix into your composition. Simple as. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how this actually affects the gameplay. So I can see longswords being made in Castle Age at this point. More anyway. Goth obviously will definitely see a big buff from this. So yeah, we'll see. Also, 200 swordsmen for Bulgarians now are gonna be wicked. They already have insane melee armor when they're fully upgraded. Now they're gonna have even an extra one. So they're gonna be like the ultimate melee killer, especially for trash units. Technologies, longswordsman also. The upgrade cost is decreased from 200 food to 150 food, which is it's a good one. I think that's a good one. 200, 100, like it was 200 food, 100 gold to upgrade it in the past. Now it's 150, 100. It's not a massive change, but it definitely helps. Supplies. Cost decreased from 150 food and 100 gold to 75. Now this one is massive. Having 50% the food cost decreased is really good for supplies, and also 25 less gold. Guys, I'm saying we're gonna see longswords way more than we have in the past, and there's a big chance we find them being a way more common unit in today's meta. Yeah, like supplies is an indirect slab nerf for sure, but it's also a indirect goth nerf, and obviously eagle civs will also be a little bit easier to counter. So it does some behind the scenes type of effects to supplies mode here. So Bulgarians, Krepos, damage of the main arrow increased from 9 to 10, damage from the secondary arrows decreased from 11 to 10. So I kind of just balanced that out. Burgundian vineyards no longer converts half of the food stockpile to gold, but it still enables farmers to generate a small trickle of gold through farming. I think that makes sense, because when you have this type of thing where you convert half of the food, you might want to do the upgrade, but you don't want to get rid of all your food. Now there is a trick: you could queue up that food in, for example, hussars, do the research, and then cancel all the hussars again. But it's kind of annoying, right? But okay. I still want them to do more with Burgundians. I don't think Flemish Revolution is good. Like, it's still ridiculous. They need an economy adjustment as well. They're just stupid at the moment. Victoria hit points decreased from 5,200 to 2,700. Fair enough. This one, I'm actually quite... I'm gonna pat myself on the back here. This is the exact suggestion I gave to the developers. Instead of giving the free transport ship, do this. This is exactly what I told them. And the devs listen, guys. This is every detail here is exactly what I suggested. Now, they've obviously taken input in the past, but rarely do they just follow along and do like exactly what one suggests. So yeah, good job, me. No, but yeah, I think this is a good change. The instant transport ship was kind of annoying, and now they instead, like, what's a nice benefit for transport ships? Sometimes you will land your transport ship, like you will bring your transport ship and you have to land blindly. What this essentially does is you have line of sight to see on the land where you're landing, meaning it is a really, really good team bonus. And I think a bonus like that is way better than giving the instant transport ship. So yeah, and then it's also 50% less cost, which is quite nice. So Sicilians are going to be a really nice one for landings. Vietnamese battle elephants bonus hit points increased from 50 to 100 with the Chatras upgrade. I don't know why they did this. They just made an already very strong unit in post-Imperial Age team games stronger. It changes nothing about how the game is actually going to be playing out. It just made them stronger where they're already strong. So it's like, okay. But okay, whatever. Don't really have too much feedback to give here because we don't get to see this unit too often in post-Imperial Age. Unless it's team games anyway. So yeah. So randoms, they've added Empire Wars maps. I think this is for Empire Wars because this is pretty much the whole Red Bull Vololo map pool. I'm not sure if it's also for random map. Either way, Aftermath, Enclosed, Haboob, Kawasan, Land Madness, Sacred Springs, Wade are all maps from the Red Bull tournament. I'm guessing it is for Empire Wars. So when starting gameplay on the Empire Wars mode, villagers surrounding the herdable have an equal chance of generating female and male variants. Equality! That's what that's called. When starting gameplay on the Empire Wars mode, villagers intended to spawn as lumberjacks are now more reliably gathering wood instead of another resource. Makes sense? So, map balance. Now this, we have all been hating on Arabia for the last couple of weeks, right? Let's see what they have done. I purposely did not read this yesterday because I wanted to have a live reaction. So, starting forest spawns are now randomized between 3 forests in the back of every player's base, 2 in the back, and 1 forward, and 1 in the back, and 2 forward. The issue with this is, to me, this seems like it can still spawn 2 forward for 1, like, it can be 1 in the back and 2 forward for 1 player, and it can be 3 in the back. Wait. For 1. Wait, am I understanding that correctly? Or does this mean that both players will have the same spawn now? It says every player, so I guess both players will... Are both players having the same? Is that how it means? What it means? Okay, so both do not have the same. Wait, chat is also disagreeing with each other here. I'm confused here. I'm not sure. Can it still be that one guy has 3 forests in the back and one guy has 2 in the front and 1 in the back? Is that still possible? It doesn't specify. Okay. Yeah, that's the consistent inconsistence that we're looking for, right? Or looking at with Arabia. Fix the rare issue where forests would sometimes fail to generate for 1 player. Okay. Good. Non-standard numbers of players on larger, smaller maps no longer cause missing forests. Okay. Your goal pile for each player in team games is no longer generated excessively far. What about 1-1? It's also like in Sahara in 1-1 as well. I guess that stays. Extra gold on larger map size now spawns in 3 tile groups instead of 2 tile ones. Extra gold on larger map sizes. Okay, okay, fair enough. The number of predator animals has been restored to the original values, which is an increase compared to the previous version. So there will be more wolves, lions, whatnot on Arabia. It says that every player will have 3 forests near his base, but no one can have 3 forests forward. Randomized between 3 forests in the back. Yeah, okay, okay. So it essentially says that you can have either 3 in the back, you can either have 2 in the back and 1 forward, or 1 in the back and 2 forward. But it will not be the same for both players. Okay, makes sense. Alright. Acclivity, increase the number of forest clumps. Okay, don't really care about the map. Greenland, okay. I'm just gonna skip these. Markets now appear in all 4 corners of the map. Wasn't it always like that? Players now spawn with 2 trade cards instead of a scout. Oh! Players spawn with 2 trade cards. Spawn with a house in their possession as well to make up for the... so you're not pop capped. Oh, it only used to be 2 markets. Ah, okay. Interesting. Yeah, let's... Oh wait, mega random. Reduce the maximum amount of herdable animals per player from 15 to 12. Okay, cool. That nerfs Britons a little bit. Tatars. Mongols. Wait, herdable animals. Does that also mean deer? / boar? Or is that only sheep? I assume it's sheep because you can herd them and take control of them and bring them to your town center, right? Only sheep, cow, etc. Okay, perfect. Forests have been pushed further away from the players on runestones. The size of the forests surrounding the players has been reduced. Okay, so they've made runestones a little bit more Arabia-like, and they made Arabia a little less Arabia. No. They've tried to like make runestones and Arabia meet a little bit again. But I have a concern still with all the hills and the spawns on Arabia. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see as we play more ranked games there. Lobbies and matchmaking. If a player pauses the match in multiplayer gameplay and then resigns, disconnects, or otherwise closes their game, the match will now always unpause after a short time. Good. The players' preferred and banned map choices for a matchmaking queue are now locked when they enter the queue. Makes sense. Lobby settings no longer reset between games hosted by the same player. Hallelujah. Fixed an issue of the lobby browser displaying incorrect information about the lobby that the player already joined before returning to the lobby browser. Fair enough. Lobby browser now displays a proper list of lobbies when more than 5 filters are being used. Empire Wars map bands now properly display the map's icons in quick play. Nobody cares about this. Ranked queue now continues instead of stopping if another player leaves from the found match. That is great. You had so many times where you are in the queue and then you get an opponent and then that opponent leaves and you have to restart the queue. That's annoying, especially for team games. So that is very good. So Alt F4 and Q dodging. I know a lot of you are passionate about this. Included in this update is an initial measure aimed at discouraging queue dodging. Players who Alt F4 out of queues will receive progressive timeouts and their ability to rejoin the queue will be affected depending on the frequency with which they disconnect to work around the matchmaking system. This is being deployed for the first time in this update and will be monitoring activity and feedback to see where adjustments may be needed. Alright, I'm curious how long the timeout is. I'm kind of tempted to do a queue dodge to see how long of a timeout I get. Just for science, obviously. This also applies to instant resigns. Okay. Fix an issue with the default AI player, which could be extreme difficulty. Okay, just AI optimizations. Pathfinding. Lumberjacks no longer rarely turn idle after gathering a tree's resources to completion and will attempt to gather from another tree nearby as explained. You have been telling us that lumberjacks have been fixed the last 18 patches. I don't believe it until I see it. Scripting, okay, scripting, modding. Right, cool. Scenario editor, cool. Alright, again, there will be a link in the description to this video on YouTube. If you want to have a look at this, all of this yourself. They're still investigating problems with multiplayer services, etc, etc, etc. You can help out if you want to. Anyway, I'm excited to see how the balance changes affect, especially the long swords. And then also, I have to say the new Sicilian's team bonus is amazing. Just saying. And also I'm curious to see how the Arabia version plays out now. And also even runestones. How dramatically that has changed. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the flip side.